Welcome back to Let's Play Blood Will Tell. Today we are going on another fiend hunting mission.
Yeah, I can see where this would work. Doesn't look like we've got a lot, though.
We don't, but they're good ones, and Chapter 2 has a new fiend that we didn't previously have. But first a detour. I decided to grind up a very special sword from these very particular enemies.
Well,
There it is now.
that was easy.
Yep. Yeah, I cut out a lot of grinding.
I could tell from the amount of pickups. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's Dragon Brood.
Oh, boy.
Only no longer possessed. And look, it wrecks all of our stats except for speed, which it is ridiculous.
I'm not sure if that's a sign of the sword or just how good the crescent moon is.
It's an interesting sword, and I thought I'd try it out.
It does look interesting with the black unholy death aura.
Oh yeah, it's great. And if you recognize our location, it is thematically appropriate as well.
Yeah, I'm okay with this.
Are you ready to finish off a very fascinating plotline?
Oh, Lord.
Misaki, that sword!
I've been waiting for you, Yakimaru. I've learned to control my power better. Care to test me? Misaki, get a hold of yourself! Stay back, Dororo. I'm not here for you.
Wait, that was a sign of humanity.
This time, I shall have my revenge.
Misaki! Why?
I suddenly really appreciate being on this video.
Yeah, this is a good one. And we're using the blade side of our sword, because it ends now.
Yeah, because I appreciate being on this video because it means I got in on this plot line. I get to finish it. Yay me!
Yeah, that was sort of my plan. And like the previous Misaki fights, she takes a lot of damage. Very poor defense. But she's a lot faster, and she deals a lot more damage than she ever has before.
Oh yeah. I'm a little irked that this is semi-optional, though.
Yeah, it's sort of a weird choice, but the game definitely expects you to collect all the hidden fiends.
Yeah. Still, it's one of those things that doesn't seem like Hyaki would leave it normally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the weird things about the way this game is open to the player. It's that it allows you to play Hyaki uncharacteristically. Which is not always the best choice, but it works out for the Let's Play, because then I get to go out of my way to play him correctly.
Right. And she is kicking your ass, dude.
Oh yeah, she does really, really brutal damage, and she's incredibly fast, so this is not an easy fight. And I've gimped myself by using Dragonkin. But she is down now.
Quick, kill it.
And there's a nameless fiend.
Nameless my ass. It's that Dragon Brood motherfucker again.
Nope. He's actually in the Fiend Encyclopedia as Nameless Fiend. And if we don't kill him fast enough, he will possess Misaki again and get her back up. Just when we thought the cannon needed an upgrade, it's gone.
Here's your upgrade. Ungrateful jerk.
But losing the cannon has actually made it much, much stronger somehow.
How? What?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to find out how that works pretty soon. And also, our speed is even more ridiculous than it was a few seconds ago.
I do like the minor detail how he's, when he got his arm back, too. He wasn't wearing his bandage or his sandal.
Hyaki!
Check on Misaki.
Gotcha. Misaki, are you alright?
She's dead.
I
Good.
lost, even with the power of a fiend. Misaki. but I'm glad. I knew the moment the fiend entered my body, I had made a mistake. Hyakimaru, you saved my brother's soul from the fiend that possessed him. I now understand what you said to me back then. Thank you. For everything. I'm
What?
sorry for what I've done.
I'm glad you came to your senses.
What?
Hey,
Sometimes you just gotta beat a lesson into a woman.
Misaki.
That's the
You look
message of Blood will
exhausted.
tell.
Near Mount Kurama, there's a doctor named Jukai. He raised me as a child. Find him.
I'm just
He'll take care of
utterly shocked.
Thank you, Hyakimaru. I will find him.
She's grateful.
Take care, Dororo.
And she's
Don't be
surviving.
afraid to show your soft side now and then.
Soft
Miraculous.
side? What soft side?
Are we playing the same
Talking
game?
about?
Don't worry, Dororo. Your secret is safe with me.
Misaki?
She's referring to the comic book there where Dororo revealed his sordid past to Misaki during his possessed rampage.
Oh, you mean the part that didn't actually happen in this game?
Correct. It sort of happened off screen. At least that's what the implication is.
You know, I kind of like to think that when Dororo was running around with that sword like an idiot, he did in fact murder like 6 or 12 people.
Well, in the comics, he slashes Misaki's father because Misaki lives with her parents in the comics. They changed that for the game. She has no family besides Tenosuke in the game.
Of course.
Yeah. Which is sort of her motivation to track us down. But in the comics, that's Dororo's only victim, and he survives.
I like my version better.
In the game, he might have killed everybody. Yeah,
Yeah, I like my version a lot better.
I'd like to agree with you.
Meanwhile, here we are back in this frickin' swamp.
Yeah, but we are going around it. We've had enough swamp trudging.
He says as he walks right back into the swamp.
Only for a few seconds. And we're going to a new area that's been hidden all the way back here all along. And if you wanted to see how we're going to use the cannon now, if you guess that we sling our prosthetic over our shoulder and use that as a cannon, you're weird. We actually have a rocket launcher now.
I have no words. I mean, I have several, but they're not.
Coherent?
Wow. Just. No, actually, I'll take that because that looks pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's great. And as the description said, it's much more powerful than the cannon was, so we can now use it to wreck bosses once
Oh,
again.
good lord, that's a giant snake.
That it is. I previously said that the chapter Dragon Brood has no dragons in it, and I was intentionally lying to distract from this fact.
That's not a dragon. That's a giant freaking snake.
He's called Draconis. I guess he's supposed to be a dragon, but he's got stubby T-Rex arms.
Reptilian.
Yeah.
But I know a damn snake when I see a damn snake. I'm glad you're playing this, because if I was faced with that thing, I would be, like, across the county by now.
Well, luckily he's not too much of a threat.
You definitely came here a lot later than you probably could have.
Actually, that wall is not breakable until the moment you get that upgraded rocket launcher.
Huh.
Yeah. We could have gone up here before, but if we had fired a rocket at the wall, it would have said that's not powerful enough to break it. So, matter of fact, yeah. We had to get him now.
The only thing I can think of is immediately after the leg fell off, Hyaki and Dororo sat there for like 3 hours and remodeled it.
Yeah, that's a weird thing, giving us a rocket launcher. I kind of like my idea of having him just sling the prosthetic over his shoulder.
That
but,
honestly would have looked a lot cooler, I'm not gonna lie.
and made a lot more sense. But they wanted to draw a rocket launcher, and I can't fault them too much for that.
Pulling off your own prosthetic leg and using it as a shoulder cannon is significantly more anime.
That was a pretty quick dragon kill. We got 50 DKP.
Yeah, you might not be able to get here until you could get the shoulder cannon, but that thing was not a challenge.
Yeah.
And it had his liver.
Yeah. We'll be doing a lot more living now.
Actually, I think that fits into a story somewhere of a snake or some kind of demon stealing your liver.
Huh.
I could be totally wrong about that, but that sounds like the sort of thing that would fit.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds right. Therefore, it probably is. Now we're returning to Chapter 1 to get our final fiend for the video.
Considering that's halfway through the video to go, means this probably takes you a while.
First and foremost, we are getting the secret that was brought to my attention immediately after posting the first video where we came to this chapter. You can leap up here. And as soon as they stop getting beaten around by the most basic of grass enemies...
You would think one of the skills that you would pick up is the ability to not get kicked around like a rag doll.
Yeah, there's the ability to recover more quickly from it, but yeah, he's still a lightweight in the most literal sense.
Oh, that looks ominous.
You would think, but actually that rock is just for show. I really wanted to blow it up, but
It's very symbolic. And very cannon-proof. His talismans are really powerful.
Yeah, which it's kind of ironic, because the rock that we have to break down to get to the next fiend is covered in the exact same talismans.
Yeah, they're there for a reason, trust me.
And we can already see on the minimap where the fiend is.
Off the map.
Correct.
Which means cannon time, I take it.
But we actually can't get to it from this screen. We have to move on to the next one. Once we cut our way through a few kappa.
I do see the progression here, though. You have to have beaten Chapter 6 to get Demon Misaki, or Fiend Misaki, I keep calling it. And then you get the cannon so you can get to a couple of the other hidden fiends.
Yep. We've actually known the identity of this fiend for a long time, if you have the manual like I do, because the name is listed in there. And if you've read the comic, it's actually a fiend from the comics, so... Spoilers. But it's all new to you. Now here's the aforementioned rock. A small note about the shoulder cannon is that if you have the sword arms out, it switches to just the katana in order to use the cannon.
Well, yeah, because he's got to two-hand it.
Yeah, he's got to use both hands, which is moderately obnoxious because there's an animation switching it back to the katana, and then he sheathes the katana, and then he pulls out the cannon, and then the aim of the cannon shifts dramatically.
Okay, I'm getting a little bit of creepy vibes from the red field here.
Yeah. Bit of a Deadly Premonition callback.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. Great, now I want to go play that. Nothing against this game, I just really like York.
Oh yeah, Deadly Premonition's great. It's got about as ridiculous a protagonist as this game has.
No, I'm pretty sure York wins.
It's a hard-fought battle. And here in the Poppy Fields, we've got a brand new sword. And would you believe it's even better than everything else we've recently gotten?
Great, holy goddess, that HP.
Yeah, maxed out.
As powerful as Muramasa. Okay. When you're saying that you're as strong as a quote-unquote cursed sword... yeah.
It's not even bragging, really.
You're right, you better be able to back it up.
And yeah, the bar goes about halfway across the screen now.
Yeah. You're having to pick up health to be able to fill it in.
Yep. And coming off the Dragonkin, which wrecked half of our stats. Pretty vast improvement.
I noticed they gave you a save point just before this fight.
Which is really more the standard that they do for almost every fight. Every boss fight.
Got some nice lightsaber effects here when you swing it.
Yeah, it's a real pretty sword. And real useful. One of the highest level swords in the game. And arguably the best. But we're going to see some competition for it eventually.
Oh, another cutscene. This can't be good.
Something smells fishy.
Yeah, there's something powerful in here. Looks like I found you, fiend.
Hyakimaru, I am Maimai Onba. I will not let you interfere with the Fiend's plans.
I will stop you by
shall
hiding in the
fill
most
this
hidden area in the
pitiful
entire game.
world with the presence of the Maimai Onba. Hyakimaru, prepare to meet your doom.
I like the, Yeah, I was about to say, she had a moth motif going on with her kimono.
Very intentional. In fact, Maimai is a type of moth, and Onba means wet nurse. And I'm surprised that they didn't westernize the name to something stupid like Moth Mother.
Yeah, it would have been vaguely correct, but not enough to justify the change.
They've done a lot of dubious westernizations like that in this game, though. I'm just glad they didn't.
Yeah.
Like I said, she's from the comics, and they've been pretty faithful to the comics as far as naming. I think the only name they changed was Yudai.
She does clearly have some real personality to her.
And she also is the most evasive boss in the entire game. It's nigh impossible to hit her with a sword. So that's why all the enemies that she spawns drop explosive shells and bullets and stuff.
I like how you definitely have much faster firing rate with the cannon now.
Yep. They expect you to use it to destroy her. And it's pretty fun to do so.
Actually, she kind of sounds like one of the statue fiends from the last chapter.
Yeah, they probably used her voice pretty prevalently. Because she's so high level and important. Now, in the comics, she seduces the lord of a town, who then, does her bidding, and she's trying to populate the town with her clone spawn.
Groovy.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird story of seducing everybody. These moth monsters. Who, of course, start out as giant caterpillars until they eat people.
Of course.
Yeah.
I was talking to a friend of mine about the manga today. It's only like 3 volumes, I think he said?
3 volumes, but several hundred pages each.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was going to say, 3 volumes by today's standards is not enough to tell this kind of story.
And in fact, the manga is not enough to tell the story. It ends on a massive cliffhanger.
That's what he said, and I know a lot of the thread has talked about it too.
Yeah.
You know, of course, with a video game, they couldn't do that. They had to actually give it some ending and tie up, like, stories.
Yeah.
Make things at least vaguely coherent.
Lord, stop.
And that's the name of the man she seduced, who's not in the game, so it makes no sense saying his name there.
I was gonna say, it's a little bit of a pointless.
Yeah, the game likes references to things that it didn't quite feel deserved to be put into the game itself.
It's trying to be faithful.
Yeah. And we got a really, really shitty body part from it.
Yeah, this was definitely more of a cameo/nod to the manga than anything else.
Yeah, that's the main point of it, but it is pretty cool, so I appreciate it.
Leaves 12 fiends left to go.
Actually 10, but we're gonna figure out how that works later on.
Awesome.
Yeah, just a short jaunt through a couple of references to the manga, which I appreciate. They still never reference, aside from the name of one location, my favorite guy in the comics, who is guy named Shiranui. He is friends with a bunch of demon sharks, but he himself is just a normal human who is just kind of lonely and befriended the only things that would be friends with him.
Demon sharks.
And he is kind of honorable, but he uses them to kill people and eat them, but he sort of chooses them based on whether or not they're evil. Would have been at least an interesting cameo.
There's some do evil unto evil messaging here, I think.
Yeah, he was an interesting character, one of the more interesting characters in a certain lengthy arc that goes nowhere in the comics. But he's not in the game.
Oh well.
But next time we will be moving on to a chapter that is very large in a lot of ways, both in length and in impact to the story.
Sounds like a blast.
Yep, so I'll see you for that.